2020 and the current season are the only 2 years since Marc Marquez's MotoGP debut where he hasn't been involved in the fight for the championship. The reason behind this was his near career-ending injury at the first race of 2020 that kept him sidelined throughout 2020 and the first 2 races of 2021. Many, including Marc, have suggested that he is far from being able to race at his full potential. KTM rider Miguel Oliveira feels otherwise, as reported by Motorcycle Sports. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Moto World, Marc Marquez is already at 100% feels Oliveira. Oliveira started off by stating his hypothesis. It's hard to explain, but I believe that for a few races, Marquez has been in shape. I know that probably many will have different opinions, but what is certain is that I strongly believe that Marquez is already 100%. He then explained why this is his belief. If he wasn't at 100%, he wouldn't have raced like he did in Assen, a very physical circuit, especially for V4 engines, which at Assen are always very difficult to ride and physically demanding. It is known that Honda is a physical motorcycle. He then elaborated on what the facts are. The truth is that since he entered Portimao, he has always beaten Pole, and Pole is an excellent rider who is very fit, and so you have to know how to analyze the facts, and the facts are these. Marquez was rarely the worst Honda since the beginning of his season. He signed off by suggesting that Marc will be involved in a lot of battles during the remaining races of 2021. I don't know if we can talk about a version of Marquez before the injury and after the injury. I think the methodology is to look at the competition, to see how he rides, and he is very close to what he was. We're still going to see Marc fighting in a lot of races this year. Fast feed. Retired MotoGP World Champion Jorge Lorenzo has stated that MotoGP is a closed chapter now. He wants to enjoy life. He added that when you're in a high-level sport, you have to think about that 24 hours a day. You have to give up many things and be very concentrated. It takes sacrifices, but now he doesn't want to do that anymore. He's lucky, life has been good to him and he wants to enjoy it because you only have one, Lorenzo added. Honda's Marc Marquez feels that if you've never won a race, it's like you've never had chocolate. You might think it's good, but when you really know what it tastes like, you always want more. It's the same with winning. If you know what a victory tastes like, then you want to have that feeling again and again, Marc added. His teammate Pol Espargaro doesn't want to spend another half year suffering and trying to be in the top 10. It's not what he expected. It's not what he wants, and he thinks it's not their position. What he hopes is for sure to be where he ended up last year at KTM, regularly in the top 5. It's also what Honda expects from me, so we'll fight for it. Petronas Yamaha team principal Razlan Razali has suggested that Misano is a track that Franco Morbidelli loves and knows very well. That would be a good setting for his comeback. KTM's test rider Dani Pedrosa has always wondered how his career would have changed if he had competed with Yamaha at least once. Retired MotoGP rider Andrea Dovizioso feels that Yamaha's Maverick Vinales has made an extreme decision. I can understand his situation when you don't believe in something. Let's say he left a lot of money behind. You believe in what you do regardless of the decision you've made. He felt free to make this decision, and it was crazy in the market for everyone. Paolo Ciabatti, sporting director at Ducati, thinks that they will have to wait and see what KTM can do in the next couple of races. Then he can answer the question of whether Ducati can fight for the title. Why couldn't KTM be involved in the fight for the title, he asked. Will Marc Marquez win more races this year? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.